Hey, Jack here, and how many of you would love to learn how to use Jarvis to create carousel posts on Instagram? Now, first of all, I'm not here selling you or offering you the tools I'm using. I'm just showing you how to do it. If you love what I'm doing, I would like you to click subscribe to my channel, and most importantly, press the bell so that whenever I have new video pops up, you'll get a notification. So for that, thank you very much. Now, we all love Instagram because Instagram, to be very frank, even people like me who are the above middle-aged folks are actually using Instagram, because one thing that I notice is the fact that if let's say you're on Clubhouse, very popular social audio app, you can only connect your Clubhouse account to IG or Twitter, and Twitter. The biggest problem I see is a lot of the older folks like myself who had no presence on IG somehow are forced to create a presence on IG. You do know that IG is for younger generations, so to speak, like the millennials, the Gen Z, strawberry, I don't know. I'm not going into that kind of discussion. All I'm saying is that as a user of Instagram, I love one thing, that is I keep on learning. So if you are freaking out because I'm not sure if I'm an Instagram user, I'm not sure how to create a presence, I hope that this post will help you a lot. Because first of all, on Instagram, as you can see, number one, it is not like a long text post. You cannot create a long text. You can create imagery, you can create video, and I would like to show you this thing called the carousel. What is carousel in the first place? I would love you to actually Google this term, carousel, because carousel is a sequence of imagery, like slides, like PowerPoint slides. So maximum slides you can put on a carousel post is 10, maximum 10. Minimum 1, but why would you put the carousel post in the first place? So some marketers suggest that you want to put at least 2, or you will say that at least 7. So I'm not again going to that conversation, because you know why? Marketers can share with you what works for them, but whether this sharing work on you, you got to see the result, because at the end of the day, we learn from marketing principle 101, testing is the only way you know whether something is working or not. So yes, you can actually listen to the marketer's suggestion. Well, take what they have shared, put it on your IG account and see if that works. If it doesn't, then change your strategy, isn't it? So if you like what I said, please give me a thumbs up or please give me a comment below. Okay, thank you. Now, I would like to show you this piece of carousel post that I did recently using Jarvis, which is the copywriting AI tool. I'm going to walk you through the entire process. I'm not creating this post again because I have done it. So you notice that there are altogether a few imageries, and you know what? There is a header, there is a description underneath. I can tell you one thing, they are all written by Jarvis. Okay, it's not written by me, so to speak. And most importantly, the narration to this post, guess what, is also created by Jarvis. So you can see that if you are stuck with creating content, like people said you should actually do posts on IG and you should actually look at carousel, and you say, how do I do carousel? Because first of all, I don't have the template. Number 2, I don't know what to write. Okay, so this is what I want to share with you, the process. Okay, so I'm going to involve a few tools. So the first tool that I'm going to use is Canva. So Canva, obviously, everybody, if you are in this marketing industry, you do know what's Canva. Canva can help you create quite a lot of things, and you can even create a book, okay, on Canva. So for the purpose of this video, I'm going to show you carousel, right? So what I do is that on my Canva account, I have got this thing called carousel Instagram post. So I do this by one single click, and you do see that there are quite a lot of templates you can use. Okay, so the first thing I love Canva is I do not need to worry about the design or actually the graphics. because here is Canva has already given you quite a lot of templates you can use. Now I want you to pay attention to what I'm doing, because at the end of the day, you obviously do not want to use every single one of them, because that will mess up your IG account in terms of branding. So you need to make a decision, what types of templates would you use, what is the color scheme, all this. Okay, so I like something that is bluish, purplish. This is me, this is my brand color. So the first thing that attracted me, obviously, as you can see on this particular IG post I created, the carousel post, that attracted me straight away. Okay, so if you ask me, well, why I want to do something else, well, you know what, I scroll down, I would say, hey, I may want to I don't know, because I'm actually created this instantly, so maybe I will stick to that one, or I may do something like this. So I may actually select, go to Canva here and select something like the style wise as it's marketing. Okay, so you see the template is up. Maybe I love to do something called okay, let me just do a very clean one, easy one. Maybe I'll just do this. Okay, because I'm actually recording, so I need to make a decision pretty quickly. Alright, so let me do this then. Okay, there you go. Okay, so the color scheme, not good, I don't like it. However, there's nothing wrong with that color scheme. Of course, on Canva, you can actually press a button and you can change it. It's entirely up to you. Alright, so I want you to realize that, first of all, stay calm, don't freak out, you'll be okay. By doing this, then it means that you will have to change the color scheme for every single one of them. Okay, just take note, because you want consistency. Okay, so for this carousel post, we have got altogether 7 images. Okay, and there you go. Okay, so that's the one. Oh, there are actually 8 images or 9 images. Okay, so this is going to be a quite interesting one to do. All right, so now let's start the process. So first of all, step 1, decide the template for carousel. Okay, decide the color scheme. Now the next thing you need to know is, okay, so with that I need to create the contents. What do I do? Now content wise, it depends on what you have got in your mind, because many times the content for carousel can be something called a teaching post, like how to generate leads on IG, how to create carousel post on IG, or how do I convert a client using a phone. So how to question becomes pretty easy to create, so that you are teaching your audiences, your followers, what is the answer to the question. Okay, so for the purpose of this one, I'm going to my Jarvis account again. So I'm going to use this template. So if you have Jarvis account, you can actually stop the video and follow what I do. I go down to this particular one called poll, which is actually on my last one, poll the question and MC answers. Poll the questions and multiple choice answer, because the first thing I need to do is to actually create the question. So the question could be for the purpose of this poll, how to generate leads, how to create more how to have more followers. Okay, how to have more followers on Instagram. Okay, so just put a question there. Of course, you need to know your topic, you need to know your research, you have done your research, so that whenever you ask a question, it is relevant. Okay, maybe I will, because I do quite a lot of copywriting here, so maybe I change the question, how to generate high engaging and convertible copy. Okay, so I can do that. So the audiences could be salesperson, could be copywriter, doesn't matter. Okay, so the tone is friendly, doesn't matter again. So I'll just let Jarvis to come up with the answers, so just stay tuned. So I'm now into 9 minutes, so I intend to do this video with about 20 to 25 minutes in length. Okay, so what are the 3 tips for generating high converting copy, as you can see? Okay, so number 1, you can see that there are questions coming in. Now, if you find that the answers are not very good, that means you need to teach Jarvis what to do. Okay, so what is the first thing you would do before writing a single word of copy? Okay, so this is pretty good for copywriting purposes. So I'll just take the question first. Okay, I'll take the question. You have to think whether this is the question you really want to put on Carousel. So assuming that's the case, what I'm going to do is I am going to just copy and paste this question here, and I want to change the scheme because it is black color. So I want a contrast, so I can put the yellow here, I can put the white here, depends. Okay, so for the purpose of this one, I would want to change the font because I honestly don't like the font given to me. I like something that is like this. So that is my style. I'm a bit boring person, by the way. I'm not that cool. Okay, so I will also put my IG handle here. Okay, so IG handle should be on your site literally everywhere. Alright, so I will put a white color here again. Okay, so then there's something here too. This is actually your website, so you can put your IG handle here as well. Doesn't matter to me. Maybe I will just do this one more time because this is just a demo. Actually not demo, I'm going to post it on my Instagram account. So I will just leave it. I'll just put my IG handle at the bottom. Okay, so my IG handle is at realjackwonghm. Alright, so that's the question. So I want to tidy up this post because you know the principle of copywriting. The first letter of each word should be kept to the extent that it is important word. Okay, so this is something that Jarvis doesn't do. You've got to do on your own. Alright, so would do you, okay, what is the, okay, I'll just put the is as well. Okay, good. So I've done with the first thing. What is the first thing you would do before writing a single word of copy? Now, of course, you're not going to, it's entirely up to you whether you want to create all answers, because in this carousel there are 9 pages, so you got to understand, well, I may want to use all, I may want to use some. So first of all, going back to the poll question first. So just now we have got a few answers because I used Jarvis to ask Jarvis to create 5 outputs one time. So isn't it cool that research your audience is important for copywriters? Okay, so I will just copy this one and move on to the question. I may not need this. I may just actually remove this because that is the question. Okay, it's just the design of the template. Okay, you may need, okay, so to do this, okay, so I will change the color to make sure that you can see that. I will also want to make sure that the archival black, so I will just change the font as well. Okay, archival black, archival black. Okay, so I change that. You may need to, so instead of you may need to, I will actually use you have to. Okay, so can I change that? I don't know. Yeah, I think so. You have to. Okay, so it's not a need, you have to. Okay, research your audience, okay, and know what they want. Isn't it true? Right? So if you're a copywriter, you should know what I'm talking about. Okay, so I'm now into 30 minutes. I'm checking my time. But you know what? This is like creating a video raw. I'm showing you how to do carousel on the spot. Alright, so that's number 1. So you know why? The next thing is that ask these questions. Okay, the next thing is, okay, so I go back to my poll question again. So brainstorm a few headlines. Is it important too? I love that actually. Okay, so I will put it here, and then again I will change it to archival black. I'll change the size, the color here. Brainstorm a few ideas. Okay, so brainstorm a few ideas for headlines. Good, I love that. All right, so then if here you see that I also need to change the handle. The problem of this this template is that because the default color is not what I want, so every time I do have to make sure that I've got the right handle. Okay, so let me just change that for all, then I'll come back to you. Okay, so I'm actually recording it right now. I'm not changing this. I'm not stopping the video, so that you do know, if you don't want to waste your time, you can actually fast forward, because I want to show you a hardcore real video of what I'm actually doing daily, on a daily basis. Okay, so there you go. And then I'll just change it here one more time. There you go. You can actually also fast forward or play this video at 2x, not a problem. Alright, so I'll just stop it here for the time being. Okay, so brainstorm, research your audience, know what they want, brainstorm a few ideas. You know what, Jarvis? What is the last one? Create a plan to generate high quality content that converts well. But that is important too, right? Okay, so I will just do that. I'll just add it in. It's just the template itself that is that gives me some editing issue, but doesn't matter. You know what I'm doing, right? So for the purpose of this one, create a plan. Same thing. I want to cap the first letter of each word to the extent that it is those important words. Okay, so let me just do this. Okay, there you go. Okay, so there is actually some description here, so I want you to pay attention to that. I am going to ask Jarvis to do something later, but I just want to create the heading, the answers to the question. Okay, so I go to the next one. So you see Jarvis gave me 3. No, Jarvis actually gave me more. So here is another 3. So you can actually you actually use words with emotional power. Okay, so use words with emotional power. Let me just copy this again. I am going to change the color. I am going to change the font. Done. Okay, and then of course tidy this up with emotional power. Okay, so I'll leave you to decide whether you want to do the elaboration at the bottom. I'm going to show you how to do that later on. Just hang on for a while, sit tight. Okay, so now I'm on page 5. So the question is that how many pages do you want? So I do intend to put it at numbers up to 7 pages. So therefore I don't really need a lot. So let me just restrict it so that I know I have 7 pages. Okay, so all I need to do is I just want to stop here for a while, and then I ask myself the question, okay, do I love the editing part? Okay, so if you do not, and you find that you can improve the editing, of course you can do that. Now one thing I like to do is I want to put my image. So what I do is that on Canva, let me just move it here, and I have got some interesting photo of me putting here. So okay, hold on. I'll put myself here. So I just love my personal image. So what I do is I'll just copy and paste this on every single page, so you do know that I've got the right place for myself. So this is something that you can consider. Okay, so that's why Canva is so important. Okay, so that's 1. Now let me move back. Let me just come back to here. So let me ask you a question. Okay, so I've got some interesting thing that you may want to take note of. That is, you have to research your audiences and know what they want. So the question is that, do you need to elaborate this? Well, this is actually self-explanatory. So in my opinion, I'm happy with it, with what I have gotten here. So I don't need explanation or expansion. Okay. Next thing is brainstorm a few ideas for headlines. Do I need to expand on it? Like, again, this is pretty self-explanatory, so I am not going to do something again. Create a plan to convert high quality content. Okay, so create a plan to generate this, and I said, okay, this one I may need to do something. Now this really depends on your content. So what I'm doing is that I am going to Command C or Control C on this. I go back to my Jarvis, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a template, and the template for this is called intro paragraph. Okay, now the intro paragraph allows you to put the title in not more than 80 characters. So I am able to put this little sentence on there, and then I will just insert several things. Copywriter, sorry, not copywriter, copywriter. Okay, and then the type of voice, friendly voice. Okay, so let Jarvis do the job. So I'm into 20 minutes now. So you notice that because I have to explain, so therefore it slows me down. Alright, so Jarvis gave me this, and then I say, okay, if you're a copywriter, you know the. Okay, so let's see what Jarvis has gotten to me. So if Jarvis doesn't give me what I want, all I do is that I'll just press generate one more time. Because what I want to do is to elaborate this point, create a plan to generate high quality content that converts well. So why is that important? That might be a question you need to ask. Like, how do I do this? That is an expansion of this point that you need to do. All right. So let me see. Let me see what they have got. Now you can see that this raw video, I have not done any. I've not done anything, rehearsal or any planning beforehand. All right. So let me see what I've got. Luckily, there are many ways. Okay, when your copyright is easy to get stuck in one mindset. Okay, the truth is false. Okay, I'll just do this then. So you see this is pretty long, right? Obviously you cannot put this on carousel in full, so you need to understand how to take the best and leave the rest. Okay, so maybe I just take the first sentence out, Command C or Control C, go back to my post. Let me explain this. Let me put it here. You see that it's too many words already, so that's fine. I'm okay because I still need to do the massaging here. Okay, so I'll leave it as it is. So of course, at the end of the day, you decide whether this is the content you want, right? It's not me, it's you. All right. So that's it. The problem is that my handle is not there, so I want my handle to be shown here as well. So I'm paying attention to these little things. Okay, so I'm done. So use words with emotional powers. So I think I need an explanation on that as well. So I'm coming to the intro paragraph. I put it here. I asked Jarvis to generate the intro. And why do I want intro? Why do I not want the actual long post? Is because I don't need a lot of words. Intro actually gave me what I want, and I've tested it. Intro actually is a better place for me to ask that question. Ever notice how some words make you feel a little bit better than others? It's not an accident. There are certain words that trigger our emotion and make us feel good. Okay, so I like this as well. Again, you can have your own opinion. Doesn't matter to me. I'm showing you how to do that. Okay, so let me just replay this. This is good. Okay, so I'll just change the color one more time. Okay, so I'll leave it as it is. Okay, so I know that I'm into 23 minutes already, but you do notice that I've got the carousel post almost done. Okay, so this is the one that I need to ask, have you narrowed it down yet? Because this template is about finding your niche. Okay, have you got any other questions on copywriting? Maybe this is a call to action, a seeding to the call to action. Okay, so let me change the fonts. Okay, and I handle. Okay, here, like that, and you see the page number also is not true. It's not correct. You've got 2, 3, and suddenly this is 6. No, then I don't want this. Okay, and I like the arrow here because arrow means swipe right. Okay, so that's good. Okay, so here the last thing is that I need to make sure that I've changed my picture. Now, one thing that I learned on Instagram is that I have actually got this one done already. So let me just go back to my own design. Okay, so yesterday, let me see what I did. Let me see what I did here. I'll go back to my Canva account. Don't worry about this. Okay, so I've got, what do I have here? My design. I have got here. Okay, never mind, don't worry. Again, this is raw video, so I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do. Alright, so I'll just put this picture here. Okay, so the funny thing is that I need to do cropping. So there are a little bit of things you need to do. Okay, so you can see that I don't handle this well, but you know, I've done that anyway. All right, so the theme of the color, I stick back to white. It's not nice, right? But it's better than the other color that is given to me. Okay, so I changed the color as well. Okay, this is a comment. Leave me with a comment. Leave me with a comment. Okay, so nothing is perfect. I don't believe perfection. I just show you how to do that. There you go, done. See, I'm now into 26 minutes of the video. Okay, so there's a call to action here as well. Oh my god, this is exactly what I'm asking. Well, what the post is asking. That doesn't matter. Leave a comment below and let me know what copywriting question you have, or copywriting questions you have. Done. Okay, that's it. Done. Alright, so then I just once again change my handle. Okay, I'm done. So see, even though it takes almost 30 minutes, I'm showing you, there you go, this is how you do it. So you can use Jarvis to do that. Remember the two templates I've used is number one, the poll. Okay, so let me show you again the poll. So the template. So make sure you find this one, the MC, the poll and poll questions and multiple choice answers. That's the one, which is very important. The next one is I like I've tested it myself. I like the blog post intro because that is to help me beef out the main point with a few more lines. So using these two templates, you then have a carousel post, right? So that is it. Like if you're happy, then obviously the next thing you do is just download this. Okay, so I will just do one more thing to show you how I create carousel post. Because I know that some people argue, well, I can actually do it on Instagram directly. I don't. I like to use an app. So let me show you the last process. The last process is I'm using this app called preview.app. So it is a paid subscription. It is about $100 a year, but it do a lot of very good things for me. For carousel posts, I actually post my carousel posts on IG using Preview app. So what do I do is, first of all, I will click a new post, select carousel. Under my file, so I just download the file earlier on. I've got 7 images. So what I do is that I just drag these images one by one. So let me show you. So I've got the images here one by one. Okay, so I'll just drop. The reason why I do it one by one instead of like dragging the whole thing is that I sometimes are confused with the order. So in order not to mess things up or mix things up if you like, I like to put these carousel imageries one by one. And anyway, there are 7 to 10 for me, so it's not a big deal. So once you have done this, the next thing is that you like it, then you actually click add. That's it. Now, do you need to use Preview app to do your carousel? You don't need to. I'm just saying that I love this because I can plan ahead. I can actually ask ask Preview to tell me, to remind me when to post. Now, Preview app actually allows you to, or actually, I would say that other than Buffett is another scheduler I'm using. I know that Preview recently allows auto posting of certain images. Okay, so if your aspect ratio is right, Preview allows you to post that image directly automatically. You don't need to do this manual clicking. However, for carousel, you can't. You still need to do the manual posting. In other words, what preview apps does for you is to remind you, okay, hey, this is the time for you to post your carousel on IG. Or you can get your VA to do it, doesn't matter, right? So here I've got this post already. And then the next thing I need is, oh my God, what is the narration? So that's the reason why I got Jarvis here. And one thing cool about one thing that I find it cool for using to use the preview app is the fact that I have created a hashtag already in advance. So all I do is just with a press of button, my hashtags are up. And sometimes it depends on your niche. Preview actually gives you the hashtags in advance. So you can select, you can pick and choose, you can save your own hashtag. That's just make my life easy. Okay, so I can't just post this without anything, right? So now I'm asking Canva, also not Canva, I'm asking Jarvis to do it one more time. So this particular one, I will use photo post caption. Okay, so the photo post caption is, I will just go back to this question. Okay, and here we go. I've got this one, friendly. Let me just type. I know we're into 31 minutes already. Okay, so let's do it. So if you're doing it yourself without explaining to other people, that's pretty quickly. That's pretty fast, right? I like to get my hands on product to do some research before I start writing. It helps me connect. Okay, so that might be the one that you will like. So what photo post caption does is to give me a catchy headline. However, I don't think it's enough. So what I do is that I will get Jarvis to do one more time, just one more time. So here are two choices. You can select. One obviously is creative story, because Jarvis can create stories. So you can plot this paragraph that you have gotten from the photo caption, and then you will ask Jarvis to come up with a story and see whether this is something you like. So the choices of creative narration, one way is to use the creative story to make it more interesting, because IG after all is something that is interesting, you see. So there's a story. So it depends on the niche. It depends on whether Jarvis is able to understand what you're asking. So sometimes you do know Jarvis may not give you the right story because you have not taught Jarvis enough, and that's why you say that, wait, how come Jarvis give me crap? So remember this: Jarvis is not a content creator tool on its own. You need to teach Jarvis, to train Jarvis, so that Jarvis is able to do what you want it to do. All right. So if the creative story doesn't work because of the niche, the other thing that I would do is I'm going to use the content improver. Okay. So the content improver, unfortunately, it may not work so well because you only have like a few sentences. And content improver basically is to tell you, okay, with that, this is how you can improve the paragraph in this case. So I will get my hands on the product, do some research before I start writing. How many connect, mission statement, blah blah blah. I'm a big fan of getting big hands. Oh wow, this is long, man. Let me see. Okay. But this is the next meal, doesn't make sense. Okay, so content improver doesn't work. So what is my third choice? My third choice is obviously going back to this thing called the intro paragraph. The intro paragraph obviously has only one title. So I need to post this one more time. I need to post this one more time. Okay. So this is the intro paragraph. So let's see what Jarvis will come up. I'm into 33 minutes of this video now. If you're like me, your mind is constantly racing with new ideas. I've come up with new headlines for blog. Okay, I've learned it's important to make sure every word counts. The first step. Okay, you probably heard saying the pen is mightier. Okay, this is good. What is the first thing? For some time you may brainstorm research. Okay, so I will take this. You do notice that there's you keep reading ... That means the intro is not complete, but that's okay. I think I'm okay. I'm good with that. So I'll go back to my preview app. All I do is that I'll just copy and paste it. Okay, what's the first thing you do? So I'm putting this now. Okay, what is the first thing you would do before writing a single word of copy? And for preview, I can do some font bolding, italicizing, etc., etc. Okay, and I can actually put emoji as well. Isn't it cool? Right, so this is why I love to use preview. I know my son can actually create a post on the phone, and somehow I'm not able to. It's very difficult for me to do this, so I will just leave it as it is. Okay, so I'll just leave it as it is. Okay, so there you go. With that, of course, you still have to do some massaging. You want to make sure that it is your style, it is what you really want. So what I'm going to do is I'll just leave it as it is. The next thing I'm doing is I'll just click save, and then preview app has saved this. So it depends on when you want to post it. Now I'm not going to schedule this post now because I've got already another post to be scheduling 2 days later at the time of recording this video. So therefore I may likely schedule this carousel post towards the end of the week. Okay, so I can always come back to carousel, come back to my preview app. I can say this is preview by preview. Please remind me to put this post at say 7 p.m. Singapore time on Friday. Okay, save. So on 17 September at 7 p.m. Singapore time, preview will give me a notification and remind me to put it on Instagram. So that's what you will see on Friday. So at the time of recording this, it is Monday 13 September, right time. The time right now is 11 a.m. So you will see this post 4 days later. I hope you enjoyed this video training of how you can create IG carousel post using Jarvis. So I thought it might be useful to you because here is one thing. Use a few apps here may be a bit troublesome. Of course, if Jarvis can do everything, by all means. How many of you actually are struggling with creating IG carousel post because you don't have a template, because you don't have the right words or phrases, you don't have the tools that allow you to create emoji, bolding, italicizing the font? So I'm showing you Canva, Jarvis, preview app. These are the 3 things I use to create carousel posts. I can do it pretty quickly without the need to explain it to you like in this video. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I look forward to you telling me you have created your first carousel post using Jarvis plus Canva, using Jarvis, Canva together. Okay, so whichever apps you're using to post a carousel, to me it doesn't matter. The key point is really do it so that you get your IG followers, you get your IG engagement, you have a winning game on IG. So if you like more of these videos, let me know. Comment underneath this video and let me know what other things you would like me to show you by using Jarvis. I would love to do more videos on Jarvis to meet your demand, meet your request. Okay, so once again, thank you for watching this video, and thank you for subscribing to my channel, and give me a follow, making sure that whenever our new videos pop up from my channel, you get a notification. Very, very important. I need your support to create more videos so that you and I are better and better when it comes to using Jarvis to improve our copywriting, to improve our content creation. Okay, with that, Jack Wong here signing off. All good wishes. Have a great day, everybody.